Hello, good afternoon. Today I'm going to be spending the day in the back of the truck reading my book.
Hey, what can I get for you?
I'm going to get a medium caramel macchiato.
Macchiato, hot or
Iced. Can I get that with extra caramel and some cookie butter flavor? It's always delicious. This has become my regular. I got The Other Black Girl from the library yesterday. I vlogged it, so I'll probably post that soon. But as for right now, I'm gonna be eating my lunch and reading my book and spending a wonderful day outside. Welcome to the back of my truck. Welcome to my lair, or my boyfriend's truck anyway. I am about to lay down and read my book, The Other Black Girl. Whenever I got this book from the library yesterday, I read like the first 2 or 3 pages and it seemed really interesting. I really like the writing style. It's very like snippy and to the point. A little bit meandering at times, but it's balanced out well. At least that's how I feel so far. And I am not very far in. So I'm gonna take some time, read some more of this today. Before I actually get into reading this book, I do want to tell you guys a little bit about it. So this book, The Other Black Girl, is about a woman named Nessa who works in a publishing house, and she's the only black woman to be in this office. She experiences a handful of microaggressions, which are pretty well written, I would say. I think that it's really interesting to read microaggressions from the perspective of like an author, and you can kind of tell whenever an author is speaking from a place of experience with these kinds of things or not. I read Little Fires Everywhere by, I believe her name is Celeste No. I believe that's how you say her name. And that book was really, really good, but I sat down with it and had to like stop reading it a couple of times while I was like in the beginning chapters of it, because the microaggressions were so, I don't want to say on the nose, but I think that because it was like anti-black or anti-POC racism that was being shown towards a black woman, but it was written by an Asian woman, that it just didn't quite sit right. I don't know. It felt a little bit off. I think that the writing of these microaggressions are a little bit more palatable for me. And a little bit more on the like entertainment side and less so on the like I actually hate you and I don't really like, I as a white person am not like aware of the fact that I actually hate you. The differences are very astounding with that. But I will say that this book starts off, she experiences microaggressions and it's rough for her. She has a best friend who she opens up to. But within the first like real chapter of this book, because there is a prologue within the chapter 1, a new black girl is at this office and she has like really pretty dreadlocks and she's well spoken, and Nella is really, really hopeful that they can become like friends. And the description of this book, like in a little blurb in the front, it says that they start becoming friends, but then Nella starts to receive, like after a specific event that happens, I'm very curious to see what that event is, Nella starts receiving threatening notes and it becomes kind of a thriller. At least that's the description of the genre that I've seen online. This book came out.
That just happens sometimes because it leaks air.
That's okay. A couple years ago. And whenever it first came out, I was really interested in reading it. But I have to be like in the mood to read about certain kinds of racism. Otherwise, it can be kind of triggering for me. I'm really, really hopeful that this is going to be enjoyable. So now that we have a little bit of an idea of what this book is about, I'm going to get started on it. I'm really, really excited. Also, support your local libraries. I got this book from the library and my receipt said that I saved, was it $28 or $27 checking this book out from my library instead of buying it from a bookstore? That'll be The Other Black Girl. It is 5:40. I've been reading for a couple hours. It's officially golden hour. It's like relatively warm. I'm feeling so good. And I've officially made it to page 98 of The Other Black Girl. And can I just say, I feel so seen by this book. I don't know who, I would love to know what life experience Miss Harris had in writing from Nella's perspective. She truly feels like a woman right after my soul, with her relatively privileged background and her fear of coming across as this abrasive black woman with opinions. It sits right with me, I think. In these 98 pages, the new black girl is getting acquainted at her job. She is establishing herself as a smart and sophisticated black woman who is just new in her position and not really like able to have her footing yet and to hold her opinions in the same way that she has in a position with super high turnover, by the way. Her name is Hazel. She's really smart, but not in the best position for her brain. So they're bonding. Nella and Hazel are getting closer and closer, and Hazel has been encouraging Nella to be more outspoken. And there's an event that happens in this book where Nella takes Hazel's advice and kind of makes a fool of herself, or she just kind of loses her footing, and it doesn't really work out in Nella's favor at all. So really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. I'm finally at the part of the book where Nella receives the note that is talked about in the little blurb here that says "Leave Wagner now." Finally at that point, and honestly, chef's kiss. I feel like this book is gonna be really, really good. I'm enjoying it so far. I really love the writing style. I understand that they're doing a lot of like setup right now, so the writing is a little bit odd, but it's odd in a good way. And by that I mean that there will be like scenes where Nella is talking to a close friend or talking to someone about something that's happened currently, and like it's being alluded to, or it gets cut off and she wanders off in thought and thinks about something else. It's interesting, but I'll keep you guys posted. We got Subway. I usually get a BLT with mayo and cucumbers, but this time I got it on wheat bread. Usually I get it either on white or the Italian urban cheese. And I also added, they have like a chipotle sauce that I wanted to try. Now, the girl at the Subway place kind of did us a little dirty because my sandwich isn't cut all the way through and also is covered in the sauce. Think.
They're good. I also feel like my bread is like from yesterday. Look.
I'm about to text Celia and ask her why the bread is stale. There are like some wildflowers around us, so there's so many bees. I'm like a little bit terrified that a bee is gonna fly in here. Just watched a bird fly in the barn. It was blue.
Naughty bird.
It just wants company. Hazel knows too much. This is fascinating.